फ्रेंड बनना है। दारू पिलाओगे?
थोड़ा धक्का लगा सकती हो?
I've seen the trailer of Chhalaang and it's amazing. It's really, really funny. You look brilliant. And I was quite, I had to watch it again because I thought, this is a Hansal Mehta directed film. And normally you don't associate this kind of style of films from him. He's had hard-hitting films like Aligarh, for example. So when you first got the story or got the film and then got told that Hansal Mehta ji is directing it, what went through your mind?
You know, I like that you said that you saw the trailer and you go back and say that this doesn't sound and look like a Hansal Mehta film. That's actually the USP of the film, which I thought was such a brilliant idea, was to break Hansal sir's world and infuse it with Love sir's comedy, and to bring that humor in it, but humor not done as gags or jokes. Humor done more as characters bantering with each other, and characters who are intrinsically very entertaining. I'm sure everybody has a father that talks like that, or a mother who wakes you up from bed like that to go to school, or a best friend who's that dumb that says anything and then you crack up around him. So I know we all have these characters and people in our lives around. It's just to bring that flavor in a film. Even when you're talking about sports and physical fitness, which is a serious topic, we're telling you to take it seriously and to maybe build a better future and career in it. But we're making you laugh at the same time. And it's just something I think humor and comedy has a great power. And people can use it very wisely if they want to. You can talk about the greatest changes in humanity or the greatest shifts in society you would like to see, but you can make them laugh and say it. And maybe they'll accept it better. But if you do it in like, oh, I'm a torch bearer and I'm going to preach about this standing at like an altar or at a, they probably might not want to take anything from it or might not connect from it or it might not stay with them. But if you make them laugh, if you make it normal and make it lighthearted, they probably might do that change in their lives or they probably might think about that a little more. And we just combined these two powerful narratives and made it into a film together. And I really hope that it's created that magic as we were imagining it too.
Fantastic. Now let's talk about your look in the film. It's very different to the kind of looks that you've had in your previous films. Personally, I think you've got really baby face, really cute, really young face. And in this film, obviously your character is made to look a bit more mature and you've got a lot more of the traditional outfits. Do you ever give input when they're, going through your look for the character in the film? And also, do you feel that if given the right look, your performance as an actor is easier, or do you think it doesn't make any difference?
No, of course I give my inputs. When I read a story and a script, and if I am explaining what the character is, where the world that she comes in, I start visualizing everything. I visualize the school they're talking about. I visualize the road in which she's going to walk, or the house in which she's going to do scenes with her parents. I start visualizing it from whatever visuals I have in my mind as references. But naturally, I'm going to start visualizing what the character is wearing, how her hair is, and what are her certain twerks that make her her. So when I have those visions, and when we are sitting down to doing look tests and deciding a look, then of course I tell the director, I said, why don't we do this and why don't we do that? Why don't we try this? And if he agrees with it, I feel like it's a collaboration, right? Like if he didn't think of something and I brought something up which he was like, oh, this is a good input, we could use it. So of course I do give my inputs for sure. Secondly, I think a look for any character is the first thing that the audience will see and try and get affected and influenced by, which is what I say even about my own personal style. You might not get to speak to me very often, but you'll see my pictures very often. You'll see me on the street maybe, or at events maybe. And from what I'm wearing, you'll get an idea and sense of what I am as a person, or my personality, or who I am in that moment, or what I'm standing for. It's a visual communication. So of course the look matters a lot because you're visually communicating to audiences that this is the world that she belongs from and this is the kind of girl that she is. Of course it matters.
Now, from the trailer, we gather that the film is about a PT teacher who's complacent, and then when challenged, he steps up. So it's a bit of a life lesson, really, isn't it? It's a bit like real life as well. So I thought of asking you, have you ever had a moment where, because I think, well, I've definitely had them, I think where you've been complacent at some point in your career or some point during studies or in life, and then you've had to step up because there's been risk or danger of losing what you had. Would you be able to share any experiences if so?
Of course. I'm thinking about it actually. I don't think I've ever been complacent when it comes to work. I have been complacent when it comes to personal relationships and friendships around. Because that's one area of my life that I feel like it'll always be there. Maybe it's something that's where the complacency comes in, where you don't realize the fear that it might not be there tomorrow. That doesn't set in. So those happen in personal relationships and lives, but in work, I've actually never had that. I've maybe decided not to stress about work too much and say that it'll all go right, which could feel complacent, but that's not me being complacent. That's me letting go of what's not in my hands and what I cannot control, and just kind of being in that moment. But otherwise, this job and this work requires you to be 100% on point all times. I feel like the only time I could maybe switch off is if I'm sitting in my bedroom and the lights are off, because at that point nobody will be seeing me. Otherwise, I'm in the spotlight all the time, whether I'm at an award function or at a party, or even if I'm having a dinner, there are other people around me in the restaurant looking at me and they know who I am. So I am clearly being judged even then. And what if they see me say something or do something and that's all over the net the next day? I mean, I'm always under a sort of spotlight. So I don't think there is an option of being complacent there. It kind of keeps you on your toes and it kind of keeps you aware and very, very assured about where you are and how you're being. Yeah.
Now, this film, compared to the previous commercial Bollywood films that you've done, really does see you in a completely different light. For example, we get to hear you in a Haryanvi accent. How long did it take you to master that? Is that quite easy for you to do, or does that take
months? Before I started workshops with the whole team or with Hansal sir on how I'm going to perform this, or what are my characteristics, or what are the nuances that I can pick and put into the character. Before I went to that, I started my diction training. I did a few classes. I mean, I read a few things and a few times with Raj first, because he offered. He said, I can help. I said, yay, let's do it. So I did a bit of reading and understanding with him. Then he got busy in work and we had to hire a diction coach who came home and very sweetly, very, very nice. His name was Neeraj, and he helped a lot. He made me do scenes of other scripts and films. He gave me longer dialogues of other things that he had written in Haryanvi, so that my vocab of Haryanvi and words open up more and beyond the realm of my own script. And I'm able to catch that and I'm able to speak more fluently in that. And I did that for months before I went on set. And then, of course, I took him with me on set, and he was in the same hotel with us in the same location. And we would start our morning with rehearsing, and we would end the night again at dinner with rehearsing. So, yeah, I worked a lot on my diction.
Wow, amazing. A lot of hard work. And it definitely shows, because the way, I mean, we've only seen the trailer so far, but the way your character, Neelima, she just looks so effortless and so different. You can't tell that that's Nushrratt at all. What do you miss most about being on the set with Chhalaang?
What do I miss most now?
Yes, now.
I think the kids, the school, the environment, especially that location of that school where we shot, it had a very pretty balcony, or like a chat, where if I got a break and if they were doing other scenes, I would climb up. It was an open sort of chat, and it only had fields and fields and fields. Like
you climbed on the chat?
Yeah, and I danced and I recorded songs there. Moved everybody out from there, and I said, I want to chill here. So me, my makeup artist and my hair person, we are a little mental team. we would go up there, play 90 songs, and then I would do all these performances. कि मैं छत पे हूँ और कोई आ रहा है नीचे से, and I'm waiting for them. Don't ask.
Sounds like you had a whale of a time.
To climb up there and do those dances, it was too much fun. All the kids eventually realized that ma'am goes up and does something. So after a point, they would come and start peeping from down to see on the chat ke what is she doing.
Oh, cute. That's amazing. So finally, I think my closing question for you is, what are your expectations from this film? It's obviously not releasing in the cinemas, it's releasing on a digital platform, which unfortunately because of the pandemic, most films have. But you must have some expectations from how you feel the outcome of the film would be.
No, I think everything happens for a reason and everything has its own destiny. I think there's something great about the fact that it is probably going to come on an OTT platform now. I feel like it will probably reach a much larger audience than it would have reached if it came in a theater. So for that, I'm just going to let universe kind of take its course and decide for us. In terms of expectations, personally as an actor, I've heard this a lot. We've seen you play glamorous city girl roles. I don't think you can do a small town girl. I don't think you can do a de-glamorized role. I said, what has glamour got to do with acting? I mean, there's no logic to it. So sometimes I think some people are funny. They say funny things and I have no option but to laugh. I was just like, how do you think like that? So I just wish personally for me, I'm able to break that sort of image that they have in their heads, which I don't have, but they have. So I wish that kind of breaks and they're able to see me as an actor and not just a glamorous heroine that does songs and dances. That's that. As a part of the whole team, I wish and I really, really hope that the film reaches as many people as it can and that the message or what we are trying to say gets through in a nice, light-hearted way. I hope they enjoy the journey that we have gone through. I hope they enjoy the kids. I hope they enjoy the sports. And I hope they're rooting for whichever team they like. So I hope all of that happens.
Fantastic. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. You've been absolutely amazing. We're definitely looking forward to watching it. I can't wait till it releases and hopefully I'll be able to share my review on it very, very soon. But good luck with everything that you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I am Singh. I am Hudda.
आज से तुमको सिंह साहब को असिस्ट करना होगा।
अरे मैं क्यों असिस्ट करूं किसी को?
तो पता है सिंह सर भी कुरुक्षेत्र यूनिवर्सिटी से ग्रेजुएट है और कभी टकराए नहीं।
लानत है मेरी नजर पे कि आप मिस हो गए।
क्या कर रहा है? किसने सिखाई टेक्निक? मोंटू सर ने।
पकड़ पकड़।
क्या कर रहे हो तुम? टेक्निक ही गलत हो तुम्हारी।
और मुझे करनी ना ऐसी नौकरी जिसमें इज्जत ना हो।
तुम पूरी चीज नेगेटिवली देख रहे हो।
बेटा जब जीतना बस का ना हो ना, तो हार मान लेनी चाहिए।
माफी मांग सिंह सर से अब भी।
मैडम नौकरी प्यारी है, पर इज्जत थोड़ी ज्यादा प्यारी है। मैडम आपने इन्हें नौकरी पे इसलिए रखा ना क्योंकि आपको लगता है मुझसे ज्यादा बढ़िया टीचर है। इनकी और मेरी टीम का कंपटीशन करा लो और टीम भी पहले इन्हें बना दो। जो जीतेगा नौकरी उसकी।
मैदान भी होगा तेरा, तू हक से मांग और ले छलांग और ले छलांग और ले छलांग।
अपनी गली में तो कुत्ता भी शेर होता है।
और सोचो हम तो हैं ही शेर और हमारी गली में ना मास्टर बाहर से आया हुआ शेर भी कुत्ता होता है।